Hello, this is the AI Bots podcast. I'm Chazzy, and with me is Dan Clark. How you doing, Dan?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. And you?
Yeah, I'm really good, mate. Really, really good.
Good. Looking forward to the weekend?
Yeah, I can't wait, mate. Dorka Patusa.
Yeah, it's going to be good, isn't it?
Bags are packed. Can't wait.
Oh.
Yes.
Are all your devices charged?
Yes, sort of.
See, that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to plan out, have I got enough sockets to do the Vita, the iPod and all that?
Yeah, it's hundreds of pounds worth of equipment is going up with us. Worrying.
Although some people are taking a lot more stuff than us.
Man, I've heard like people taking up whole podcast recording setups and pieces like laptops and mics and like multiple mics and stuff. That's gonna be mental.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be
crazy.
Yeah, man, crazy.
No.
So
we're a couple of days late this week. We just wanted to sort of. I don't know if it's an apology for that or just an explanation, really, that we're going to try and do something extra special at Dorka Patusa, aren't we?
Yep.
So that'll be for our next episode, but it's going to be quite labour intensive on the edit. So we're not going to be getting that out probably until like at least the end of next week, and if not, it will be our next show. So there might be a week without. So we thought we'd give you like one sort of halfway between our usual show and the next one. So you've got something to listen to while we're at Dorka Patusa.
Exactly, because we'll end up getting drunk and forgetting to record a show, and then have to spend a week trying to cobble something together.
Piece it together.
Exactly.
But we've got some highfalutin ideas, and
if it all comes off, it's going to be great. So I'm really looking forward to that. I can't wait.
Yeah, definitely something different.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Right. So, as for this show, the shorty, as it were, what have you been playing, man?
I've been playing. There's one that you definitely know about. I've been playing a lot of disc driving on the iPod.
Yeah, you've roped me into disc driving.
Yeah, it's See, I saw who did I see talking about? Oh, Matt Murray and Capone. I saw them talking about it.
Right. Okay.
And I suddenly thought, I haven't played that in ages. I'm going to re-download it.
You got the itch.
And been suckered back in like a Mother Hubbard, as you say. I love the game. I really, really do. And there's an update since I'd last played. So there was another 5 new tracks or something like that. So
right. Sweet.
Always a bonus.
Yeah, man. But you roped me into it, and I still haven't fully got my head around it, to be honest with you, because I'm playing it really straight and kind of like getting up to explaining the game. You've got these pucks and you're trying to flick them around a course, like a race course.
Yeah.
And but I'm playing it really straight and sort of flicking the little puck, short amount of distance, and trying to bounce it off walls to get around the corners. And then I watch your replays, and you're flicking the puck and flicking it over a corner, over another shortcut, past the thing, straight to the finish line. In like
skipping the whole track.
Skipping the whole track. And I'm like, you can't do that. That's not fair.
That's the thing. Yeah, I think it's at the beginning, like when the game first launched, we obviously all played it very sort of straight-laced and but it's a bit like Mario Kart. Like once you figure out the shortcuts or the not necessarily glitches, but exploits that you can sort of, once you know the way around their physics system, it kind of clicks into place that it's a bit broader and more open than it seems at first glance.
Like, you were supposed to be showing me what to do, and then you literally did me in like 3 moves. I was gutted. I was like, right, yeah, thanks for showing me that. Anyway. Moving on.
Yeah, all right. I thought it seemed like you'd got the hang of it because you were doing quite well. So I thought, he's
put him in his place. Bastard.
No, I just meant, I didn't want to sort of show you what to do and be patronising, like, well, you have to go from bottom to top of the screen and you can send your disc flying. But yeah, I'll show you some mad shortcuts and jumps, man. They really annoy people.
Yeah. The only thing I found with that game is I get into it and I do a move, and because it's asynchronous play, so you do your move and then it sends a message to the next person, and then you have to wait for them to do their move. I'm like, come on, do it. I wanted it to be more immediate.
Yeah.
But it's I find it I get out of a rhythm if I don't. I
do see what you mean. It's not like, say, with Words with Friends. It's such a sort of slow-paced and laboured game. I can see that
you can
this driving feels like it should be just a pure race, isn't it? So
with Words with Friends and like kind of word games and even Draw Something, you can it lends itself more to like you're crafting over a drawing or you're crafting over the word you want to kind of trying to come up with or whatever. But with this driving, because it's an instant just flick, that's it, I'm done. You just feel like it feels a bit empty. For me, it feels a little bit empty because you want to like kind of I want to do 2 or 3 moves and it
Yeah,
just
no,
doing
I
one,
completely see your point.
especially if you really balls it up like me, and, you can move about a quarter of an inch. Then you're like, I want to do it again. I've got to wait for someone else to do their move now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when because I know Rollmuck have a league, and what they do is they all arrange that they'll all sit there and play through these 4 or 5 races in the league all at once, all at one go. So you don't have that problem of having to wait for
that makes sense.
wait for the turn or whatever. Which I think could work. Like sometime we'll sort that out and just say, right, we're gonna have a full race. And
well, I'll have the iPad, and I'm sure you'll have your iPod Touch, so we can probably do it when we're up at Dork Patusa.
Yeah, good point.
Actually,
in fact,
we could maybe get rope a few people in. Don't want to rape a few people in, that'd be awful. No. You want to rope a few people in and, try and get a bit of a league going while we're there.
Well, you can do 8-player pass and play, which
okay.
I reckon on the iPad that would be pretty good. Because it's actually based on a board game, so Zib might be interested in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the game I've got 20 games on the go, so that the problem of having to wait for the moves doesn't really happen when, like, I've got some people that I know are going to play their moves pretty much there and then straight away. And then you get the people where they do like one move a day, which
is frustrating.
I do understand. It's a bit annoying. Yeah. But
yeah, no. I think, like I say, I think if I had a group of people doing it, sat down and doing it all at one time, then that would make it a bit more fun for me, I think.
It's made by 2 guys as well.
Really?
Yeah, 2 brothers in Texas, which, like, considering the sort of polish and quality of it, like, I think it's a little more polished than a lot of the iOS games that you get.
Yeah.
Admittedly, it does come with a slightly higher price tag. It's $2.99, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's free, but free with ads, and then.
Oh yeah, there is a free ad-supported version. Yeah, so yeah, anyone can go and get that and give it a go. But for the work of 2 guys, I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah, no, it's very impressive. Very impressive.
Back when it started, they used to sort of beg for people to race with. The developers did, like on Twitter. They were like, "Oh, please give us a race. Go on, challenge us.
Please test our game test our game for us."
Yeah, now it's been released.
Yeah, exactly. So what else have you been playing?
I've been playing loads of iPhone games. Well, iPod Touch, but iPhone games. I've been playing one called Battle for Wesnoth.
Right.
You ever heard of this?
No.
It's
It sounds very orcs and elves.
It is. It's very, very nerdy.
Yeah.
It's an open source PC turn-based strategy game. A bit like Fire Emblem or Advance Wars.
Okay.
Along those lines. So, but it's been going on the PC since I think 2005 was its first proper release. But it's available on iOS, and it's huge, absolutely huge. There's 15 full campaigns in the game.
Right.
Each one has got sort of between 5 and 25 missions attached to it.
Cool.
And
so
each of those missions takes about an hour.
So are they like their own little individual story arcs?
Yeah. It tells the story of the world that they've created over like the 7 years from sort of different angles. Like you'll get, like in some you have to play the bad guys and you're trying to like stop an uprising and that kind of thing. And some you play the typical hero. Yeah, like I say, Fire Emblem seems to be the closest thing, or Tactics Ogre, Final Fantasy Tactics, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, it's hundreds of hours worth of gameplay. So,
and how much is that?
I think it's £2.99, but it does go down to 69p quite a lot. So,
right, so it's always on sale. So if you see it, like, pick it up.
Yeah, or if you've got a PC, you can just get it entirely for free, and you can get as many campaign updates as you want. So.
Oh, sweet.
See, the thing they've done, when iOS 5 launched, it's for some reason it made the multiplayer not work.
Always useful.
It is a shame, yeah, because I first downloaded it about a year ago, and it's got cross-platform multiplayer between iPhone, PC, Mac, and Linux.
Oh, blimey.
Which is pretty stunning.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, for what's essentially a free game on the computers and quite cheap on the iOS. So
that's crazy.
But they've now promised they're going to update that and get that all sorted. So
sweet.
So I think that's going to suck my life away.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
on for the train up to Glasgow.
Yeah, man. Well, so yeah, I've been downloading a few things on my iPad and iPhone just when I'm playing up, when I'm going up on the plane. But I've been listening to David Turner's, looking at his Twitter feed and all that, and he's been bigging up New Star Soccer.
Oh yeah,
and on the iOS, and I picked that up. Didn't know what it was, and it's brilliant. It's very good. It's incredibly addictive if you like football. If you're a big football fan, it's essentially like Football Manager, but with little mini games during the match that kind of grade your performance in a game. So you'll you get picked as a reserve for Accrington Stanley or someone like that, and then you are that individual player, and you will have to, the game starts, and then in the 26th minute you'll get Ray wants to make a pass. So then you get like a little pitch top down view and an arrow, and you've got to sort of point the arrow to the guy you want to pass to. Make sure you do the right amount of power. When you let go of the screen, it then goes to another mini game where a ball's like dropping from top to bottom of the screen or left to right. It tries to catch you out every now and then like the ball drops, and as the ball drops, wherever you tap the ball is where you would put your foot through the ball. So if the ball's really high and you kick it, and you tap it high on the ball, you're going to kind of do a volley and hit through the top of the ball. So the ball's going to hit the ground and then bounce up. Yeah. But if you wait for the ball to drop right to the ground, hit it just as it catches the ground, and then strike it through the middle of the ball, you get like a perfect pass along the ground. So there's a bit of like strategy to it, and then like later on in the game, you'll be having to lift the ball up over people. You'll have people in the way between you and the guy you want to pass to and stuff like that. And like, if you're in front of goal, you've got to, aim where you want and then try and put a bit of bend on the ball to try and beat the keeper or whatever. So there's a lot of strategy to it for something that's quite essentially a simple little mini game. But yeah, it's brilliant. But it was weird because like in Football Manager, you kind of want to, you're playing for the team, you are managing the team. So if the team does, draws, or if the team underperforms, you feel really bad and you're like, oh, I need to make an influence on this. Yeah. But with New Star Soccer, because you're playing as an individual player, it's all about your performance. So you can do really well even though your team has lost.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, so if you're the best player on a bad team, you've actually done quite well for yourself.
You get XP, but your team hasn't done very well, and you'll get noticed and stuff like that. So it's a really weird mindset if you've played a lot of football management games, because you're trying to kind of, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm 2-1 down and I just want to get on and score, and I'm going to try and change something. And I realise I don't need to, because I've made a few really nice passes and, I've set someone up for a goal and I'm going to get loads of XP out of it.
Have you been headhunted by any other teams yet?
Yeah, I've been. I think I'm now playing for Rushden and Diamonds in the Conference South or something like that. But yeah, you get headhunted and whatever, and you work your way up, and then you have to go and you get money and buy suits, and you get sponsorship deals and boot deals and all that kind of stuff, and then you get noticed in the papers for wearing sharp suits, and gives you like a little gives you a little bit of text like, such and such was seen out wearing a really sharp suit. Yeah, he's really, a catch. Look, watch out, ladies, and all this kind of stuff. It's quite charming, But
I gave the demo a go on your recommendation.
Yeah.
You only get 10 matches in the demo.
Yeah,
but obviously it's enough to get a good feel for what's going on.
Yeah,
and it reminded me, in a strange way, of disc driving that I've spoken about, crossed with Sensible Soccer.
Yeah, totally.
The actual touchscreen gameplay of it, at least.
Yeah, no, it is. But
then the actual depth behind like keeping your player happy and all that kind of stuff. Like, there's loads of stats sort of going on in the back room, isn't there?
Yeah. There's loads of stats going on in the background that you don't really sort of see, and you have to do training, and training depletes your energy. So if you've done loads of training but don't have enough energy for the game, your boss gets angry with you and sticks you on the subs bench and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot going on for such a small game, but it's free, like you say, for the trial, and then you get like 10 games. But then after that, you have to unlock it like through the in-app purchases, and I think it's like 69p to unlock the full game. But it's well worth doing. It really is quite deep for what it is. But
I always like you get a lot for your money's worth out of that.
Yeah, but it's like all these kinds of games, like Tiny Tower, and all these sort of freemium games. I always find like I get really what's the other one? Game Dev Story. You get really addicted to it, and I'm there, and like sort of, and then all of a sudden I sort of have this kind of out of body experience, and I catch myself going, "You've been playing this for 7 hours straight. Your battery's about to go. What the fuck are you doing?"
And all you've done is built a tower.
Yeah, do something more with your time.
They're not real people.
Yeah, exactly. No, you shouldn't be considering buying extra points, extra money on the in-app purchases. Don't do it.
Buying
Stop
moon
it.
bucks to buy your residence of your tiny tower.
Totally.
A lampshade or something.
Yeah, it's like I'm one step away from being, like selling my house for like, an extra pair of football boots. It's ridiculous, but yeah, no, really, I really recommend it if you're into football. It really is a very, very deep game for what is, essentially a 69p iPhone game. It's amazing. So,
It's one of the better soccer games that I've played on the iPhone, actually.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I did have FIFA, and it looks all spangly, and it's got the commentary and everything, but it doesn't feel right with touchscreen controls.
Yeah, and
I've got to say,
rinses your battery as well.
Any of those big
3D.
games just kill it.
Yeah, because it's all 3D, it just rinses through your battery.
Yeah.
So yeah, I found that's been a bit of a nightmare. But and then the only other thing I've been playing this week, which I'm not going to talk about now, but I will talk about next time we have a proper show, is Azura's Wrath. I got that on your recommendation.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to leave that as a little bit of a tease, but
can you give me a quick? Did you like it or not like it?
I really couldn't tell you at the moment, mate. I really couldn't
fair
tell
enough.
you. So
I'm interested to hear that one because it's a real Marmite game from what I know.
Yeah, totally.
I loved the demo to bits. It just seemed to be like sort of here, there, and everywhere gameplay wise, but in quite a nice way. So.
Yeah. So no, I'm looking forward to having a proper chat with you about that because But that'll be in the next show. Next show, Azura's Wrath. I'm sort of ploughing through that, but I don't really want to talk about it too much. So yes. So right. So as we're trying to keep this short because we've got a pack to get up to Glasgow. Do you want to call that the first half?
Yeah, that's our What's You Been Playing done, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Right.
Good stuff. In that case, we'll have a break and be back with the news.
Okie dokie, break.
Nice one. Speak soon. Bye-bye. And we're back. And we're going to have a look at the gaming news.
Yay.
I saw something, because Kickstarter's been on everyone's minds for the past couple of months. It's been
Yeah.
sort of the golden child of the industry, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of changed the way that games are funded, isn't it?
Yeah. Like for anyone that doesn't know, it's a crowdfunding website. So say you had an idea for a game, but you couldn't afford to make it, but you know that you can do it and get
there's
something.
a community out there who want to kind of chip in a couple of quid.
Yeah, so they can pay in advance to help you get your game off the ground. But unfortunately, it looks like the first scam has been uncovered.
Oh dear.
It's a game called Mythic: The Story of Gods and Men.
Right. Lovely generic title.
Yeah, exactly. It could be anything, couldn't it?
Yeah.
But good old internet detectives figured out that the screenshots they were using were taken from like graphics tutorials and other games.
Oh, nice.
So that immediately arose a little bit of suspicion. Then it turns out that you get the rewards on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
For like how much you pledge, and they tell you what you'll get in return for your pledge.
Right. Yeah.
They've taken that pretty much verbatim from another game on Kickstarter. Like literally the same text. They changed occasional words here and there.
Totally shameless.
Yeah, all the same values and everything. I don't know whether it's just a naive kid who thought, hey, I can make a game if I get $80,000, or if it was an outright scam. But if it was an outright scam, he's been stupid enough to put his face in the video.
Oh, no. So everyone knows who he is. They can send the police around all the business.
Well, that's the thing. People are saying in the States that would class as fraud.
Really?
So, this poor kid could get a whole ton of bricks dropped on him.
Nightmare. Oh, mate. Especially if it is like like you say, if it was an honest mistake, then he's got to be crapping himself.
Yeah, like it could just be a kid who doesn't quite know how it's supposed to work.
Yeah. Well, it's like that other one I heard the story of this like guy who won the lottery, and he said, right, I'm going to make an MMO. Really? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to make an MMO. It's going to have like guild banks. It's going to have like loads of fire, and yeah, it's just going to be like the most awesome thing ever. But how are you going to make it? I don't know, but it's just going to be awesome. It's like, mate, you have no idea what you're doing, do you? And you're asking for like grands and grands and grands.
He's getting like sellotape and string, thinking you can like strap it all together that way or something.
Exactly.
I think the biggest clue with this one was at the beginning of the of his video. It says, "Video games will never be the same again."
and then gives the most generic title you've ever heard.
Most generic title. It's apparently a strategy action RPG, which could mean pretty much anything.
Anything. Yeah.
He was saying it was ex-Blizzard employees that had worked on World of Warcraft and StarCraft, and I think he said they worked on Diablo 2 as well. So yeah, he's either just completely deluded or thought he could get away with it. Ridiculous. The last thing that happened, on the comments page on Kickstarter, where people can say, "What are you doing with our money?" or just ask questions to the developer. Someone said, "Can you explain why all of these screenshots you've used are found here, 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 and here?" And the guy, I don't think, realised he'd been caught out and said, "Yes, there's been a challenge by someone to the legitimacy of our screenshots. What we can say is they're definitely ours." And then within a couple of hours, the project's cancelled, funding cancelled. The developer for this project has
all been
out.
pulled.
So,
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Found out in a big way.
So
So I've been on the old Kickstarter this week.
Nice.
So I've never done it before. Didn't know. Heard lots about it. Never really sort of had anything that really caught my eye.
You funded Mythic: The Story of Gods and Men 2.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And then I got my money back because, funnily enough, it's just been cancelled. Couldn't believe it.
No, what did you get, man?
No, I got Carmageddon Retribution, Rebirth, something like that.
I think you'll find the correct title is Carmageddon Reincarnation. I don't know, these bloody podcasts.
Basically, new Carmageddon game. Amazing. Can't wait. Carmageddon holds a massive, massive place in my heart because I used when I was a junior, I think I might have said in one of the shows, I used to play games in the studio at work when I was younger, and I ran out to HMV the day that Carmageddon came out and bought it on the Mac, and installed it and in the studio, and everyone kind of gathered round. Oh, this looks really good. Oh, blah blah blah. And I ended up basically introducing it to all these guys who'd never played games before. And then it got to the point where it became such a cult hit in the studio that people were staying behind late at work to play it, like multiplayer, over the LAN, and it was amazing, like having like proper full lobby games with everyone basically staying behind after work to play it. It was brilliant, and
it's funny that it's actually quite a hardcore game to play in a way, though, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a lot of tactics in it,
but
yeah, it was something about it being a driving game. Broke down the barriers because we played a couple of the guys were into at the time Unreal Tournament or just Unreal, something like that, and they were really into that, and but it was a bit keyboard and mouse, and people found it a little bit technical. But once it was cars, and you were basically essentially just crashing cars into each other and
pretty much 4 arrows
using
and a handbrake.
Using that amazing springs perk to drive right up close to as many people as you could, then bang, hit the springs, and everyone goes flying for miles. People just really, really, really related to it, and kind of, it broke down a lot of barriers of, this isn't too technical, and I can have a good laugh just smashing a car into someone and driving over people. And we used to play that for hours and hours and hours, like after work. It was brilliant. And
really good physics as well for the time.
Oh yeah, it was like one of the first kind
of. The cars had real weight behind them. Do you know what you could feel when you crunched into something? It was like you could feel yourself doing it.
Yeah, and it had the deformation. What I remember is smashing my car up and then repairing it, and it had a deformation model where it would buff all the dents out of the car. And
I remember that sound, sort of like the.
Yeah, it would uncrunch itself and make the car back up to a normal car and stuff. So yeah, really, really I've bought nearly every Carmageddon game that's ever come out, but
Even that
since
Death
this-
Race 2000 one.
yeah, and since the original, they've not been superb, but they've been all right.
The
But
second one's all right.
yeah, but this one looks reasonably decent. It looks like they're really making a solid effort to really bring it back in a big way. So I thought, you know what, for $25, and I get access to the beta, get involved in the beta forums and the kind of Steam forums and stuff. I thought,
Get to
you know
peek
what,
behind the curtain a bit.
yeah, and plus, like I said, it's a game that really, has a special place in my heart. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a go, and it's up to like 150,000 at the moment. I think they want like 400,000 or something like that. So
It's only just started, so
it's only just started. So yeah, hopefully they'll make their money and get it made, because I get a free copy of the game. Well, not free, because I've obviously paid $25 for it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I'm really looking forward to that, man. I can't wait.
So is that going to be? Is it PC only, or are they going to go for the consoles?
I believe it's PC only. I believe it's PC and I think it's PC and Mac. It's definitely on Steam, because that's how they're going to distribute it. And then there's a special version of it that they've just announced, where if you pay, I think it's like $100, you get a proper boxed version with it, with two different a classic manual and a standard manual. Basically, one with swearing, one without swearing. And yeah, so seems a bit expensive, but for a boxed version of the game. But
again,
yeah,
if you really loved the game though, and you
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to sort of help the developers get on their way, really, isn't it?
I
So-
just couldn't stump up that kind of cash for it, but I would have, definitely paid for like the one that you get a T-shirt with, or a poster or something. But yeah, well up for that. And they have like,
we'll look forward to that.
yeah, and I'm in an RN at the moment over Michael Fox from Joypod's one for Ace of Spies. I'm
It's
gonna
a fantastic pitch he's got, isn't it?
Yeah, totally, man. His board game, his card game. And,
Yeah.
It's not that I'm not going to do it, because I am going to put some money into it, but it's whether I go for the just getting the game version. But what I really, really want to do is there's a version, I think, for $60 where they do an illustration of you on a card.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, if I'm going to do it, that's the version I want to go for. Because, having your own personalised thing in the game, just for you, a one of a kind, that's really tempting. So
It is tempting, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to work the finances out on that one.
Especially
Whether
as
I
it's
can-
someone that's known in the community and is just a genuinely nice guy. Like,
Yeah. I
the
mean,
more we can do to help them get that off the ground, the
if
better.
you're
really,
in
isn't
any
it?
way interested in board games, get on Kickstarter, look for Ace of Spies. Just get involved, because it's brilliant. It looks
And
brilliant.
also, if you're interested in board games, check out his podcast, man, The Little Metal Dog Show.
Yeah, it's wicked.
I remember everyone sort of like poo-pooed the idea of a board games podcast when he started it, and
No.
I know there are a couple already, like the Dice Tower, but he's taken the idea and run with it, and and suddenly ended up with one of the most successful podcasts
He
going.
does one of the
So
most
good on him.
well-produced podcasts I've heard in a long time. That is.
Yeah.
So yeah. So get involved in Kickstarter. Get some games made.
Yeah, damn right.
Yeah. So what else we got? News-wise?
We've got Sony being a little bit cagey with Vita sales figures.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, they released their annual figures today. As we've said with some other companies before, it's their biggest losses to date.
Right.
But what they didn't do in the figures is include official sales for the Vita.
Oh, okay.
So people are at the end of the statement. Kaz Hirai said, "Yes, I think he just said regarding the Vita, 1.8 million worldwide." But he didn't say sold or shipped. So I think
Yeah,
they're trying to
exactly.
leave it ambiguous.
Yeah. Leave it. Oh,
Sort
we'll
of
leave it
cover
up
their
to you
tracks.
to which one you think it is.
Yeah, but I think we know which one it is. Otherwise, they would have
they would have been
outright
crowing
said it
about
and put it on the figures. So,
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dear.
which is looking quite worrying for him, isn't it?
Yeah. But then again, it does back up my statements from lost episode 0.
Way back. Yeah.
Yeah, that I thought the Vita would have an amazing kind of initial burst out, but then just fade away.
What's really not helped is the lack of games.
Yeah, man.
I know, like sounds like a real cliched and glib thing to say, but seriously, it's been like there's been maybe 1 or 2 releases in the 3-4 months since launch. It's never really seen anything quite that slow. It's like a tumbleweed, isn't it?
I know. I think the only time I've ever seen something like that was the original DS. The original DS came out, and then it had nothing, and then they did the hardware revision, and then suddenly it just exploded.
Yeah.
So you never know. You never know. You wait till after Christmas. I mean, I'm not going to pass judgment until then, but Christmas it might have there might be a big push. But
Well, most people have got their fingers crossed that it's going to be a good E3 Vita-wise, and that's what they're sitting on.
Well, yeah, like I said, I'm itching to buy a new bit of kit now. I'm getting to that stage where I want to buy a new something.
Something, yeah.
And like I know you're going to show me the Vita up in Glasgow, so
yeah.
I'm looking interested to see that. But it's just that's the only thing now that's kind of I know I'm going to see it and I know I'm going to like it, but it's that third party support. I just once I buy it, and then I'm only going to have 2 games on it. It seems a real waste of money.
That's the thing. When as we've spoken about in the first half, when you've got the iPod and iPhone, where you can get. Okay, they're not going to be like your home console experience, maybe like you get on the Vita, but when you can get an in-depth, engrossing, and fun game for like under £1, I can see that it's a real uphill struggle.
Yeah, man. Yeah, totally.
Especially when, as they're building in touchscreen support in a lot of these Vita games, it does somewhere in your head, it does kind of make you think, this could be on the iPhone, even though graphically it couldn't be. It still makes you think, this feels like an iPhone game, except they're charging like silly amounts more for it.
I got that's something that just popped into my head. Guy at work, his mate is making a game at the moment.
Oh wow!
It's a Vita. Well, it's out. It's just come out. Vita game, and I think it's like it's a mini. So I think it's like PSP, Vita, and PS3.
Yeah.
It's called Velocity. It's like a top-down shoot 'em up, but it's got this mechanic, a teleporter mechanic. Now, have you ever played Jetpack Joyride, where you get the teleporter and it kind of the arm moves up and down and you can teleport to different lanes?
Yeah,
it's like that, but with a kind of Xenon Mega Blast top-down shoot 'em up.
Oh, interesting.
But with a teleporter mechanic. But apparently it's getting like rave reviews, like it's getting like 9s in Edge and stuff like that. So
good on him.
Yeah, but my mate was telling me about it the other day, saying, "Oh yeah, my mate made that." And he sent me a link through to it, so I should pick that up really and have a look at that.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that as well.
Yeah, man. But yeah. So anyway, now
that's another weekly Vita slagging off.
Hey!
Another bit of sad news is that Microsoft have
that's it. Keep it cheery.
Inside Xbox. Well, it's we're going to give them a good send off. It's like when people say, "I want the funeral to be a celebration of my life." That's what we're going to do for Inside Xbox. So, so we're not going to sort of say too much about it, other than commiserations to all the people that were involved in it that are now looking for work. And you've done a great job over the past few years in keeping people entertained on the dashboard. So, Mr. Pointy Head and the other one, Andy.
Is it? No.
His name's Ferrantula on Twitter, but he's Andy. See, when I first watched it, I thought, 2 hipsters that don't know anything about games. But then once I got into it, you realise that they really did know their stuff, and were quite smart on it. So.
I'd never watched it, so it was kind of weird for me seeing all these people who come out of the woodwork. Oh no, Inside Xbox is going down. Oh, it's a travesty, and I'm like,
it was like the Pope had died or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because it was just like that advert on the front of the dashboard that I never looked at. I sort of looked at it and went, not looking at that. So it was just weird, like seeing everyone come out of the woodwork. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, brilliant. Oh, it's the best thing ever. And it's like, all right, fair enough. Missed out on something there, but.
Did you? Because they had Independent Charles was another one of the programs on Inside Xbox, which was Robert Florence from Consulvania.
Oh, okay.
So, like getting him involved, they obviously kind of had their finger on the pulse of some cool people to get involved with like games media, which for a big corporate company to do, I was quite impressed when they got him on board.
Yeah, but it sounds like they're just trying to save themselves a bit of money and kind of get away from generating their own content and just like taking other people's.
Yeah, that makes sense in the States where you've got like Spike and big channels that.
Yeah, but they've done this IGN deal, haven't they? They've done that IGN deal, so.
Has that got through now?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure it has.
No.
So yeah, it's going to be one of those kind of like, we'll just get someone else to do it, keep them on a retainer, and it'll be cheaper than us, like forking out for it every month. So It's a shame,
And I
man.
imagine that Mr. Pointy Head and Andy will go on to do a podcast or a video podcast of some kind anyway.
Talented people will always bob up being talented somewhere else, you know?
Yeah, yep.
Definitely.
And we look forward to seeing where they end up. So,
Yay!
So yeah,
and
all the best to all the guys involved.
Yeah, man. So we are going to end up, as it were, in Glasgow this weekend. Cannot wait.
Yeah. It's going to be really good. And hopefully we'll get to meet some of you guys there. Or,
yes, totally. If you're listening to this right now,
I don't know if we have more than one listener, but
yeah, man. If you're listening to this right, like literally, this will be coming out hopefully the day before Dorkapalooza. So if you're listening to it now before Dorkapalooza, come up, say hi, say hello. It'd be great to hear from anyone who listens to the podcast because it would flummox me completely because I'm amazed that anyone listens to us. So please come up and say hi because it'd be great.
And also, if you're people that have sort of got involved with us on Twitter before, we obviously might not know what you look like. So, you won't know what we look like. We've all got badges, haven't we?
We've all got badges.
Yeah.
I made all the badges, so I know who people are and what they're doing. And you should be able to, because it'll have your Twitter handle and your actual name on it. So.
As I said when you were making the badges, I had this image of you and Sassy with. Do you remember that big yellow badge maker from the 80s?
Yeah,
toy shops.
Badge press.
As you both sitting there, yeah, with one of them.
I'm going to make badges. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
no,
I'm guessing it's not that.
No. We have the laminator.
Ooh, so it's like proper laminated lanyard type stuff.
Yeah, lanyards. Yeah, hopefully. Nice. So yes, well they are. Not hopefully, because they've been made. I know they are. But yeah, it's all good.
And
it's been good
also,
fun, actually.
As we said before, we're going to try and work something out a little bit special at Dorka. And what we're going to need for that is a few people in the community to sort of get on board and help us out. We'll explain more when we meet you and when we see you, because we don't want to give too much away. But
yeah, we might need a little bit of assistance every now and then. So especially when we're pissed. But
yeah, especially yeah.
No, but yeah,
I love you, man.
There's a couple of little things we want to do, and we'd love to get you involved. So if you want to get involved, pop over, say, what is it, and we'll let you know what the secret is. Definitely.
Wouldn't it be great if someone's listening to this literally walking to Dorkapalooza?
Oh, that would be weird.
And then they just hear this bit saying, if you're there, and then they take their headphones out and we're there.
That would be
a bit scary,
freaky. Yeah, that would be really weird. That would be odd. Right, let's get out of here, man, because we're trying to keep this short and we're going to waffle all night otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. We've every time we try and plan a half-hour show, it always seems to go just over, doesn't it?
We always say, let's keep it short, 2 hours. Right, let's go.
Anyway, good to speak to you, and I'll see you on Saturday, bro.
Yeah, man, see you in the flesh on Saturday.
Good stuff. Take care, mate. See you soon.
Catch you later, man. Bye.
All the best, guys. Bye-bye.